You got any questions?
What?
Yeah. Are you filming? There you go. These are the bits that she's going to have in.
Just me going.
Hi guys, I'm that pizza guy Kyle, and today I'm joined by Lara. Lara, where are you from and what do you do?
I'm from Killa Carbs and I run a mobile pizza pop-up.
Mobile pizza pop-up, where are you based?
Based in Darwin, but we cover most of the northwest area up as far as Kendal, Lancaster, around.
Go as far as Lancaster?
Yes.
Bit of a mooch for you, though.
Listen, the thing is, we do so many jobs up Garstang way in Lancaster that we keep getting, recommended. So we keep finding ourselves up further and further
Near
up
Preston.
north.
No, my wife's from Preston, so.
Is she?
Yeah,
Yes, we are in Preston quite often.
You might venture some of the places I know.
Yeah, probably.
You need to tell me more about that. So, slogan of Killa Carbs.
Yeah.
Prisoner of Pizza.
Yeah.
Where did it come from?
I needed a name very, very quickly. So it came to me while I was washing the dishes.
Washing the dishes?
Yeah. It's not, people ask me all the time, it's not anything to do with carb killer bars, protein bars.
Yeah.
Mine is trademarked as well. And the Prisoner of Pizza, that was because of my graphic designer, Didon Leon, who's very good. I gave him full creative control. He's based in the Netherlands and he's done our t-shirt designs, our logo designs, and that was his
How
idea.
did you get hooked up with someone from the Netherlands?
Instagram. Instagram.
But he was like Prisoner of Pizza and he's just like, loved it, and he's like, I love that.
Yeah, exactly. He's amazing as well. So like, he's done my whole van wrap, and we just, if I've got any projects, I just throw them at him and he does them. So
I'm quite jealous of the Prisoner of Pizza. It's something that I wish I could.
So good, it's evil. Why is it evil? I don't know. And people ask me all the time.
It's so good. It's a talking point.
It makes no sense.
It's such a good talking point. I believe you got started in lockdown.
Yes.
Like everyone seems to get started in lockdown.
Yeah.
Why did you get started in lockdown? What did you do before?
I worked in the beauty industry, and because of lockdown, it was closed down.
I knew that. It was fully locked down, wasn't you?
Yeah, exactly. I just had a baby, so I couldn't work.
Yeah.
And we had all this time to cook and bake and, get into things that were like little passion projects, I suppose. Yeah. I was cooking, baking, trying to make sourdough, and basically just thought pizza.
Why? Where did it come from?
Well, I thought it was going to be a very, really cheap way to make money.
Interested.
And it wasn't. It was actually really, really technical. But the more I did it, I suppose, the more I became obsessed with it. And you kind of go down a rabbit hole, don't you?
I think pizza is one of those things, and everyone who you speak to is the same. Is it can be super simple if you want it to be super simple. Yeah. But once you get into a point where you're happy, you want to always make more progress and learn more and rabbit hole and science and that. One of the things I talk about in the kitchen is like people get really shocked about how sciencey it can be. Yeah. But you don't have to be that. You don't need to start there. You need to start here.
Yeah. And I think it is overwhelming as well. Like I trained with Marco, and I think I went in having just done home oven pizzas and was just whoa. Yeah, it was a lot. But it was the first time really tasting really good Neapolitan pizza as well. So tasting that, and then just wanting to learn more, and just sort of getting into it that way, really.
And that's how you went. So Marco's was the first class you went from home. Very intense in comparison.
It was very intense, and I'd probably go back and do it again.
No, so would I.
Knowing what I know now.
So would I. You pick up so many good things, and like I've obviously got the luxury of being in here, but I pick up so many good things off so many different people, and I think you find your own way from it. What perspective that gave me at the time was, for me anyway, I went with trying to learn knowledge about how to cook Neapolitan pizza. Yeah. But actually, it was the little things about adding the water to dough slowly, percentages and stuff like that. It becomes very sciencey. Actually, you can make that into whatever you need to make.
And it's simplifying it as well. So when I started making pizza, I was doing it with a coolage, and it didn't need to be that complicated. So I brought it back to direct dough, and then kind of worked my way up from there with hydration and with ferments and trying. Marco obviously uses Biga, so that was a lot at first. But now I'm slowly trying to get back into Biga and trying to learn the process of that. And like, I just love the results of it, flavor, taste, that kind of thing.
So from there, you was in your back garden. How'd you get out of your back garden?
So basically, when we started, it was the middle of winter as well. Yeah. It was horrible weather.
So you picked the worst time to start as well.
Yeah, it was the middle of winter. I bought an uni a Coda 16, which was, it was good for like a home oven, but also you can use them commercially as well. So it's good for.
Why did you go for a Coda unit?
Probably price point, probably size, because I was learning as well. I know the rock boxes is a little bit smaller.
Quite tight.
Yeah, it's a tight space. I use a rock box now because I find commercially the retention of the heat, they hold a little better. You can kind of smash out pizzas a little bit quicker. I've got about 3 of them now, and you can kind of use them on rotation. The Coda 16 was more for size.
And just being able to learn.
Learning how to turn, learning how to use
a skill on its own.
Yeah, learning how to use a pizza peel as well. And that's why I was outside. It was pissing rain, the rain was coming in sideways. And I suppose I had to leave the garden set up because I nearly burnt my back door. I nearly had like a PVC door, and I remember it was pissing rain.
So you had it in between the...
Yeah, a little bit inside, outside, and the door was starting to warp, and I was like, yeah, we've got to change this. We need to get inside somewhere. So luckily we had an opportunity at a local cricket club.
So was that your first outing?
First outing. I absolutely wish.
What was the cricket club?
Astley Bridge Cricket Club.
Astley Bridge?
Yeah, and they were amazing.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to them. No, they're incredible, and they've just had a refit as well.
Nice.
Great place to go and get a pint. And they were really good, and they helped us kind of go in and get set up. And I'd never worked in a restaurant, I'd never worked in a kitchen, so I had
Makes 2 of us.
I had no idea, how to do it. So it was the best way to kind of see how to sort of take orders and like really serve customers and do like a service.
Which is totally different, isn't it?
Completely different. Right. And even like, just like even dealing with busy periods, queues.
Yeah, ebbs and flows.
Exactly.
That is the most difficult thing. And whilst trying to deal with customers, orders, all the rest of it, ovens,
all the things that were going to go wrong.
It goes from I was making this pizza casually at home for my family to like, oh my god, what is this? It is not the same thing.
And I think what's funny as well is when I look back at photos, I remember thinking like, it's such a good product. I thought my pizza was ace. And when I look at photos, I think, I can't believe I posted those. I was so proud of it. I was
become a perfectionist, don't you?
Yeah, and I think like you just, if you can make something with your bare hands, you think, oh, isn't that?
That's so good. Yeah.
Amazing. And then you realise that actually they were a bit shit.
But that's what you learn. That's when I think that's at them sorts of times is where you learn the most and understand actually.
Yeah, and a lot went wrong.
Like, what goes wrong is the more important things than what goes right.
Yeah, and I think even last year was our first proper year to do outdoor events and mobile, and there were so many things that were kind of happening behind the scenes that I was like, this will be our practice run, and next year we do better. It wasn't, not a lot went wrong, but there was,
everything, nothing can go perfect though.
No.
That's a thing, like,
and you need them to go wrong at the beginning.
Yeah, to learn, because otherwise you get used to a thing. So what we're cooking here?
Detroit.
What pizza do you normally do?
I usually do Neapolitan.
Why are we doing Detroit today?
Because I love Detroit.
What cheese have we got?
I'm using
a
blend, yeah. So it's 80% cheddar, 20% mozzarella.
This will be the first Detroit, believe it or not, cooked on the show. No.
Oh.
Well, no. On the show. We've had other people who do Detroit.
Well, I thought, I do love Neapolitan, but I cook it all the time, and I've been cooking all weekend.
And you want to do something different?
I want to do something different.
So why are we using a blend?
I just find for the outside frico, you do need a little bit of cheddar.
Yeah.
It goes a little bit crispier. The mozzarella melts a little bit more.
Yeah, the cheddar takes the higher burning point.
Exactly, yeah. So you can get that nice little build on the outside. You can cook it with sauce on, you can cook it off. I think it looks a little bit aesthetically prettier.
It does,
with
definitely.
the sauce afterwards. So we'll add things on after.
Part baked or?
Par baked, because
this will be a good talking point, I think, for the style of business you use.
Yeah, exactly. I like par baked because I have a lot of time during midweek.
Yep.
The weekends start to get a little bit crazy. So midweek.
How long do you reckon?
About 6.5, and we'll check it.
Let's go 6.5 then.
What tempo are you? 300? Yeah, probably about 6-7 minutes.
We'll go 6. We'll see. This will be hot. This will be hot. So yeah, going back to why this is used for part baked. I've cooked it straight through, and I just find it kind of,
it separates a little bit on the side. I find like when I par bake, you get a nice melt because it's obviously been pre-cooked, and then you're adding your cheese on top. I also find for convenience sake, it's easier for me to par bake through the week and even freeze them or use them within 24 hours. And I also find it doesn't massively compromise the quality of the bread. I think you still get that chewiness, that sponginess. You still get flavour.
It still has some rise. I've had a customer in last week who were after Detroit. And I do it totally different to you. I use a poolish and make it rise almost instantly. The issue I've got is I've got to do it for a demo. It suits me for in here, but it doesn't suit people like yourselves who are quick and have to have something convenient.
And I think if you're doing it for a service, it's easier to just have all your par bakes and be able to roll them out.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Exactly.
All your prep time's done in the week earlier.
Exactly, and that's the plan. Make life easier.
Try. We're talking about the struggles you had. You do Neapolitan, we're doing Detroit today. The reason why we're doing Detroit is, we've said. What struggles did you have other than trying to melt the dough to a million smithereens? I
think with mobile, there is a lot more that have come up. I think it's just more difficult. I think dough management, time management. I think
so if you were telling people like these are things to look for as a pop-up business,
you're working against the elements constantly, either in the winter working in minus degrees, the summer trying to work with 30
not
degrees.
Really dough friendly, is it?
No, it's not. it's the worst, and that's probably the hardest thing, I would say. So it's just trying to find things that are going to make your life a little bit easier. Like even at the cricket club, I was having to get dough trays and go to the bar, get a load of ice, throw them underneath, stop trying to get the dough to blow after 4 or 5 hours. And I think it's one of the harder things is when you're working a long day. So if you've got like a 10 hour, 11 hours, it's, your dough is going to peak at a certain point. So it's just trying to keep that within your time range, trying to keep the dough temperature, at a minimum, and to get a good product. I think it's harder to get a more consistent product working outside in a gazebo, against the wind, against the rain. So I think that's probably
So talk to me about the pizza you actually do then. Neapolitan style pizza.
Neapolitan style.
Why Neapolitan?
I think
obviously you did the class with Marco.
I did the class with Marco, and he was sort of that.
That's kind of built.
It was like a Canotto style, Neapolitan style, and I loved it. I do love eating Neapolitan style, more so over like a New York style, which is kind of what I grew up on. Slices. I just love that crust.
Okay.
Canotto style would be up there for me. Like,
because
that's
I'm the opposite.
Tier.
I would be like crispy.
No.
By the slice.
No.
Jenna's smiling behind the camera because she's thinking the same thing.
No, I love a Canotto. That's just like, that's the goals. To be able to do that.
Super big crust. Super soft pizza.
Super soft.
Oh,
I love that. We have to kind of fold it to get it in. I do like, but obviously I think technically Canotto style is much harder, and I'm starting my Biga journey at the minute. So I'm trying to find my way in to do that style, but I think it's not ideal for using commercially. It's not ideal for takeaway. And so it's more just for my own,
for your own peace of mind.
For my own,
so that you can do it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Showcase it a bit like the Detroit stuff.
The Detroit is more because I actually love eating Detroit. Like that would be my favorite style of pizza. So that's why I want to.
Any reason why?
Well, Kyle. It's because the toppings, they're on the outside.
She's going to beat me up here.
It's
when did you first come across Detroit?
Probably Nick.
Wasn't a friend. I was going to say
it's
a mutual friend.
When she was doing a pop-up and she did Detroit style, that was probably my first time trying it, and I love it. Like, and obviously you've seen, you'd have seen it, and we all know about all the different types of pizza, but it's just actually getting to try it, and
it's totally different to what was out there at the time.
Exactly.
That's what attracted us to it. Is like we first tried it with some guys from around here actually called Corner Slice. And again, it was like something that we'd never seen.
Exactly.
And it was like, oh my god, this is pretty.
And I think when you try it and when you taste it, and as long as it's a good quality dough, and like Nick always uses a blend, so you've got that like wholemeal mixed with flour, and just the taste of it. I don't know. It's not like a normal pizza. Do you know?
Don't big her up too much. It's big enough as it is. This is going to become a Nick appreciation channel.
Stop! I only ever talk about her.
So, just having a quick look. You said 6.5. I think a lot less. You tell me. Well,
that's because your oven's probably about 10 times more powerful than my oven.
But you're the expert in what you're doing. It says. Happy? I want more.
No, that's done.
Done?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's lovely.
So, out of the oven.
Yeah.
How long are you leaving it?
Until it stops bubbling.
Until it's not radioactive.
I'm not touching it right now. No, I usually let it cool a little bit and then try and go in, not break the free coat.
And put it on one of these cooling trays.
Exactly. I love those trays.
It makes you just want to dip stuff in it and stuff, don't you?
And then we'll top it.
Yeah.
And then we'll slice it.
Obviously, you really, really care about what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's easy to see. But what got you into caring about the quality of what you do? Because some people, I know we've spoken about this off.
Shortcuts.
Yeah, but we spoke about this off camera. I get most of my stuff to about 80%, and then I'm looking at doing something else.
Yeah.
But I know we spoke about like people jumping in the deep end and can deal with the scientific stuff straight away.
Yeah.
Some people getting it to a basic point. We spoke about being so proud about your very first pizza, and then you realise it's obviously
shit.
Not shit. You said that to me.
They were shit.
You should have seen some of mine. Mine just had holes in them. They were like bagels.
We should post them though and be proud.
She did. Look at her behind the camera. She posted everything that I did bad. But what made you get to a point where like quality is the thing?
I think like I've always been a foodie. I enjoy good food.
Me both.
So I think it has always been about quality. I didn't really want to take shortcuts. And I just think there is so many quality products out there.
Yeah. Which obviously, are beneficial than others, more beneficial.
Like I love Fior di Latte and I love my San Marzano. I love pepperoni actually. They've got really good pepperoni.
Yeah. Shout out pepperoni.
Shout out. You can send me some if you want. I love hot honey. I think is just great on everything. Star. I do use Hot Star, but
use other people as well.
No, I've consistently used Hot Star, but I've started making it just to try, and I can control the taste because some people like it a little bit hotter. I'm mild all the way.
Yeah.
But I have started making it.
Good contrast between sweet and hot, but without making it like
blow your head off.
Yeah, or a ham and pineapple, or
like I just think it enhances. I think it enhances the flavour.
Especially, I find the honey is really good with the pepperoni stuff because smoky versus sweet, and it just makes match made in heaven.
Yeah, I think it'd be my favourite.
Why do Fior di Latte over standard mozzarella?
I think
just opinion. I'm not.
It cooks better.
Okay. For your style of pizza.
For my style of pizza, it doesn't overly melt. It still holds a bit of its structure,
a bit of shape.
Yeah, it's taste. Obviously, I would use mozzarella for Detroit because you want it to melt into the product. Yeah.
You got a review. It was a very good one, I think, from Scrantime. How was that for you?
Great. I was actually delighted.
Did you know what was happening?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Well, because the thing is, like, I'm Darwin based, and I'm not hooked up with a load of like food bloggers. I've never, my social media reach is small, so I just thought these are guys that I watch their reviews. They're from Darwin area, and like we live in Darwin now, and I thought, oh, that would be wicked. Like,
if you could get them on.
Yeah. So I did do it. And was shitting myself, but luckily, no, it went well. It did go well.
I'm a
little bit fuming I didn't get 5 stars, but we'll let that one slide.
I mean, their reviews are so.
It's so
brutally honest.
It's like, he's brutally honest, and it's like chippy teas and kebabs. I love kebabs.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's basic product. So throwing in like a good pizza.
It'll be very different for them, and it got a very good rating compared to some of the other stuff.
No, I was absolutely buzzing. It could have gone any which way.
It could have done.
So I was very happy with that.
It shows you the quality of the stuff you do anyway. So that's cool.
Exactly. And it's not wood fired.
It's not wood fired.
No, and I don't use puree either. But
there you go. But you know, they won't know any different. That's a little bit.
No.
That's just how people perceive it. I think sometimes wood fire. I think that's another thing where it comes out like a wood fire style pizza. But never.
And people use it as a selling point. It's more authentic, a wood fired oven. But realistically, you're not gonna, you know, put smoke into a pizza. It's not going to increase the flavor in 90 seconds. So
the biggest myth we bust in here is when someone comes for something like that, first thing I tell them is, if you went to get a barbecue restaurant and eat barbecue, how long are they smoking meats for? And it's usually hours and hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's the only way it's going to make any sort of difference.
We believe in learning and growing.
Yeah.
What does learning and growing mean to you?
I think it just constantly sort of educating yourself, learning new techniques. There's always going to be new trends coming up.
Correct.
I love investing, like in myself, I suppose, because pizza trends change, and there's always things that are coming in and out.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense, does it?
No. But things do chop and change. They do come in and out. But in terms of learning, I think
there's still more courses I want to do. Like there's still a couple of training courses I want to do. Yeah, I just think I don't want to stop. I don't want to like stop learning. And I think with my product, you'll never like reach the roof on it. It kind of branches out, and then you try different things. This is why I like doing Detroit. I want to do New York style. I want to, I'd love to have like a slice bar.
Yeah.
There's different things. There's too many ideas I have in my head that I can't put down on paper doing mobile.
I think once you get to a point where you may have a roof over your head, then I think that's the best way to go.
Yeah, I just think
it shows versatility.
Yeah, and I think I have so many ideas.
And you can't be perfect in all of them.
But I can't do them at the minute. When you're lugging a gazebo around, it's just impossible.
And the volumes you're dealing with on your workly basis.
Yeah. There's literally not enough hours in the day.
No, literally. I was going to say, you don't have enough hours in the day.
No.
In terms of things for the future or people to look out for, what would you recommend? Is there any tips that you would like to tell anyone?
I suppose, like if you want to go pro, like not pro, but if you want to do it like as your job, and you want to get started, I suppose just to take risks and to do things that scare you, as silly as it sounds. But I mean, even when I was doing the cricket club, I was petrified. I was so nervous. I didn't, and I kind of had to be talked into doing it, being pushed a little bit. And now I feel like there's more things that you don't want to do, like going down to London doing the pizza pasta show was a petrifying experience.
But you did it.
But you have to do these things when opportunity arises. And I just think to keep pushing, and like even going and speaking to other pizza chefs who have bricks and mortar,
it makes a massive difference.
Venues, they've got multiple venues, and then you realize that you have to just take risks and really go for it.
I think you can't be perfect in everything. That's the thing with pizza. It's so versatile that you can be on the cusp of trends and stuff, but no one's perfect in every single kind of different style there is. There's so much you can learn. There's so much you can do with flowers. There's so much you can do with blends of flowers, cheeses, hydration, pre-ferments.
And that's what's fun about it.
What's tasty about it? This looks scrumptious, by the way.
Have you got any hot honey?
I do. My perfect assistant will bring some hot honey over. That's me.
I'm going to stick because those other ones on the bottom didn't really work, did they?
See one on top.
So we'll do a little bit on top.
I love this. Never really had the sesame seeds. I'm interested.
There you go.
It's done.
It's done.
Bravo.
Yeah, that's good.
You want to slice it up and have a slice?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you want to slice it up and slice it?
You can slice it.
Oh no. You put pressure on me there. Yeah.
Straight down the middle.
Are you going to go down the middle first?
Yeah, go on.
Are you sure you don't want me to do it?
Go on.
I'm going to ruin it now, aren't I?
Just do a straight line and then into 3.
To 3s?
3. 1.
You're better than me on that. But...
Yeah.
We cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. You do all types of events.
Yeah.
Pop-ups, markets, venues.
Yep.
What is your favourite type of event or place to do pizza?
The one that makes the most money.
I love that answer.
No, I enjoy the variety of the different venues that we do, and that's probably, you get to meet a lot of different vendors. Like we've had a good, we've got a good rapport with all the venues that we go to, and they're probably places that I would go to anyway. The breweries, we probably bring the kids and the dog and go down anyway on a weekend. Yeah. So getting to work there is
easier.
It's easier, yeah.
Yeah, when you like it, it does make it easier.
Exactly, yeah.
So they're all very different. I presume you prep very differently for them.
Yeah.
What are the challenges in terms of prep for different venues?
It depends. It's really the timeline. So some venues you're in 2 or 3 days, makes it very difficult. Some of the days that we're in are longer.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to work out your dough.
So like Friday night, Saturday day.
When it needs to be ready, how long it's going to be ready for, how long until it overproofs.
Yeah.
Have you got then your next batch to go in?
Yep.
So I do quite often, I'll either use like a Petra Zero, which is like a 5-hour rise. If I need to do a quick mix in the morning if I've sold out, or I'll be up mixing till like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
It's like the only way I can manage at the minute. And that's what the hardest part of it is when you're doing events back to back. And this summer is going to be packed. Like we've got events nearly every single weekend.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of sleepless nights, early mornings, early starts, late nights, mixing into the night. Luckily, I've got a prep room attached to my house.
Yeah.
So I can get in and do mixes till whenever I need to. And then I'm back up in the morning. Which is why I needed baller. That's why I've come for a baller.
Keep looking. We're going to look at that later. You were involved in Nick's 1K pizza project.
Nick and Shin, yeah.
Nick and Shin. Can you tell us a little bit how you got into that and what it means to you?
So it was Nick and Shin's brainchild, which is 2 cents and proper pizza products. And they basically came up with it because of the cost of living crisis and because of just the necessity really for, everyone deserves to have pizza, and there's people that were not being able to afford meals, everything was going up in price, and they had collected money, a lot off the pizza community, and we had gone out, myself and Harry joined them, and Harry's wife Jo, and we've gone into warm spaces and community centres, food banks, and just cooked pizzas. We did reach our target, which was 1,000 pizzas, and Nick's still doing it. She still does brownies, and she just cracks on. Yeah. She's just cracked on. But I think it was in a time of necessity really, and it was good to be able to help and just cook pizza with your friends. Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Quick fire questions.
Yeah.
I say something, you reel something off.
Okay. Go on.
And that's it. Yeah, are you ready?
Yes.
So, favourite style pizza?
Detroit.
Why? Favourite topping on a pizza?
Probably pepperoni hot honey.
Favourite topping?
Pepperoni. Goat's cheese.
Favourite flour at the minute?
Petra Zero or MFP Red.
All right. What do you think the next pizza trend is going to be?
Roman style.
Why?
I think it's just everyone's kind of, there's a lot of sandwich bars. Everyone's making focaccia. People are having sandwiches. It's artisan sandwiches. People are putting a lot more love into it, and I just think Roman style is that nice mix of pizza, artisan bread.
Very deli-like, in it.
Yeah.
That's the way it's gone. Favourite pizza place to eat at?
We love Nell's, Romana, and Noi Quattro.
Noi Quattro.
Yeah.
Well done. One piece of advice for someone who is getting started in pizza?
Invest in a mixer.
Invest in a mixer.
Yeah,
I couldn't. So many people think about ovens, everything else.
Invest in a mixer, because I hand mixed for about 6 months, and that was hell on earth.
I've had so many people who come in for hand mixing, and I go, once you get a mixer, you understand that you've made an error.
I think you feel like you've done your dues, like you've paid your dues. You've been hand mixing all night, and like hands are strong as an ox. But here, it's painstaking. When you get a mixer, then you can just kind of crack on into the next phase.
It's like, oh my god, it's so much easier now.
Yeah.
And who do you want to see on the next episode?
Stu from Two Tossers.
Woo! Where can we see you? Socials, videos, anything like that?
Killa Carbs, Instagram, Facebook, and we have a website now.
What's the website name?
www.killacarbs.co.uk.
Oh, I love that. I've been that pizza guy, Kyle. This has been Lara from Killa Carbs. See you on the next episode.